I would like to welcome our today's guest, Ms. Devjani Chakravarti. She is in communication professional with the background of 5 years in publication include Times of India, The Telegraph, First Post, and the Economic Times, among others. She is also the director of Jharkhand State Bal Bhawan, which is in under Citizen Foundation. She is also a junior research fellow in mass communication and journalism. Thank you very much, ma'am, for joining us and giving your precious time. Now, I would like to welcome our today's host, Vidisha. She will take the session further, Healthy Chat with Foodie. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, women. Well, a very good morning to you, ma'am, and to all the people out here. Welcome to Healthy Chat with Hey Foodie. Am I visible and audible to you?
Yes, Vidisha, you are. Hi to all of you.
Yeah, ma'am. So before we start with our healthy chat, let me tell you something about Hey Food. So Hey Foodie is a service provider in terms of food. We have a vision and mission of inculcating healthy eating habits and spreading awareness about what healthy food is, how we can remain healthy eating healthy foods, plus the food which are made in our considerance is completely made by heart. It's 100% homemade. It's basically maa ke haath ka khana. And once if a person gets a taste of the food, he won't be able to forget it ever. So on that note, a very warm welcome to you on the behalf of Hey Foodie family.
Yeah, hi Vidisha. It's really a great pleasure to be here with you guys and talk about healthy eating because it's somehow a very big part of my life and glad to be here.
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, I heard that you are from the profession of journalism, and so am I, a journalism student. So, tell us something about what is a communication manager.
So basically, I was into mainstream print journalism before this, and I wanted to explore the dynamics of development communication for my PhD. So I made a move to a communications role with an NGO. It's called Citizens Foundation. We work with the UN, we work with the state governments of Jharkhand, Meghalaya, Assam, and Bihar. So basically, what I do is I look after their social media channels. I look after their entire internal communications from annual reports to calendars to everything. That's what I do. And the third part of my job is I reach out to people, koi bhi event hota hai, that's with me. And every sort of communication aspect of that NGO, I am handling that. That's my role, right?
That's really great, ma'am. We're pleased to know it. So I also heard that you have worked with a lot of media publishing house like Telegraph, Times of India, and so on. So how was your experience working with them?
Actually, it was really good, and I was lucky enough to start working when I was a student of journalism. In my first year of my bachelor's, I joined a small startup called StudyPal. So I used to do the content for them, and people really liked my work. And then somehow I got connected to the Telegraph people, and they asked me to write for them. So from Ranchi, I was writing for them. It was basically those pull-out magazines, vagera. And then Times of India happened. I started with Ranchi Times, the entertainment weekly, jo rehta hai 3 week wala. So I used to write for them. I did a lot of Bollywood, page 3 wala stories, lifestyle stories, in fact. And then I decided to get into some serious journalism by the time I was done with my bachelor's, and I was anyways in Ranchi. So I moved to the main edition. From there on, I took up more serious subjects. I was writing extensively, 3, 4 stories a day. So a day on an average would be like wake up and figure out what you are going to do today. Some happenings will be already scheduled, some PCs will be scheduled. So according to my
Hello, ma'am, are you there? Hello, is anyone out there able to listen her or see
I
her?
believe some network issue is there with this. Just
Correct.
Yeah, sure.
Schedule my account and my master.
Ma'am, you're not audible. Hello? Ma'am, I'm not able to hear you. Can you just say something?
Vidisha,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
not really audible to me.
You're
Hold
audible
on.
to me. Am I audible to you now?
Vidisha, can you say something so that I can hear you?
Am I audible to you now?
Vidisha, you're not at all audible.
Hello, ma'am.
Am I audible to anyone else out here?
Yeah, your voice is audible
Yes,
to me,
Vidisha.
but madam voice is audible.
Vidisha, you are audible.
Uh, okay.
Even
Ma'am, can you hear me
Dejani
now?
ma'am,
Just hold on. Let me just reconnect once.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Hello? Am I audible and visible?
yes, you are audible and visible too.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah,
Can you hear me now?
It's back finally. I'm so
Okay, but
sorry.
I'm
The
not able
network.
to hear you.
Uh, is it better now? Hello.
Okay.
One minute, ma'am. She is rejoining.
Sure. Vidisha, you're on the mute.
Can you hear me now?
It's well all sorted. Yeah.
Well, media people voice should not go off this way, right? We need to be heard every time. Okay.
That's the sheer
Yeah.
irony of it.
Okay.
So let's continue. So
Yeah,
that
ma'am.
was all about my work, and I eventually went on to freelance for quite a lot of news vendors. First Post, ET, they all picked up my stories. I did a lot of national stories for TOI, and things went on and until I did my JRF, and then I decided to move into academics. So I made a shift into the NGO sector because I wanted to do a PhD on development communication. So that was my entire journey.
It's very nice, ma'am. It's very nice to you, and definitely inspiration for me. Okay, so when you talked about your NGO, Citizen Foundation, tell us something about it. What does it does? What section of the society it focuses on?
Right. So Citizens Foundation is almost a 22-year-old organization, and we work on more than 9 SDGs, that is the Sustainable Development Goals of the UN, right? So our major areas of work have to be health. It has to be natural resource management. It has to be livelihood solutions. We do a lot of CSR implementations for the corporates like HDFC Parivartan. We are implementing one of their projects, HRDP, in Assam. And then we have worked with the state governments. We are big into health. We run mobile medical vans across Jharkhand, 14 districts of Jharkhand, all the remote rural areas, those vans go, the camps. We do it for 14 districts for the government of Jharkhand. And then there are two tribal hospitals. One of them was in fact a COVID dedicated hospital taken up by the district of Sahibganj. And then we have two hospitals in Meghalaya, and we have a nutrition and rehabilitation center for the malnourished children, जो नाम children होते हैं, उनके लिए we have a hospital in Bihar. We are running it, and apart from that, we have been given 11 PHCs, the primary healthcare centers in Jharkhand, 5 districts of Jharkhand actually. And we are working, and that is just the health section of our work. We have like a lot of other initiatives, like we do community outreach through our For You program. We did a lot of COVID dedicated work all over Ranchi. We did the social demarcation thing, jo hai har dukaan pe jo, the circle of life, I call it the line of life. So the entire campaign was taken up by us, and Ranchi Municipal Corporation area may we covered everything over a period of 30 days when the lockdown ekdam shuru hua tha and people were inside their homes. We were out on the streets making those circles, and the entire team was working. And apart from that, we have a lot of work in NRM and livelihood. We work with rural communities, we work with the self-help groups in women. And then we do a lot of work with NABARD, the water conservation projects, environmentally aware things. And then there's a vertical called the State Bal Bhavan, which I look after. The State Bal Bhavan is basically, it's affiliated to the National Bal Bhavan. It was founded by Jawaharlal Nehru. So the Jharkhand chapter of it, we run it for the children. So it's more of an activity space for young kids. They come together, they register. It's like a small club where you learn new things about life. You can attend different seminars, you can come and join different events, and then there are competitions. In fact, the Padma Shri that we have,
Well, I guess you're losing connection again. Ma'am, you there? Not able to hear you. Yeah, ma'am, you're on mute.
yeah, the network is not really good today for some reason. So apart from that, the Bal Bhavan kids we are working with, and the Bal Shri Award, that is the equivalent of Padma Shri for younger children, children below the age of 16. So Padma Shri, the Bal Shri thing we look after. The last one was in 2016 that got wrapped up in 2018. So we look after that also. That kids, basically, if you want to become a Bal Shri, you come through us and you participate in the events, and then you go to the regionals and then the state level and the national. So that's what we do in a nutshell. So that's like a lot of different verticals and a lot of work.
That's a really tremendous thing which you people are doing. And I guess a lot of people like you, like us, may join with this foundation and help people out there.
Yes, exactly. It opens up so many avenues that you don't really know as a common person, right? That people are working on so many issues simultaneously together. So it is like really fun to be a part of such a great initiative.
Ma'am, if talking about malnutrition, the rural people
Mm,
suffer from this issue a lot. So, if I ask you,
yes.
what reason, according to you, would be the sufferance of this issue? What would you tell us?
So the thing with the rural population is that it's not about the quantity of food, but the quality of food. So one of the major challenges of the SSA or the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, the midday meal scheme that happened initially was they were giving plain khichdi's, that was pulses and rice mixed together. Then we brought back eggs into the component, they got vegetables, and it worked out pretty fine for a lot of children. But in most of the areas, there are a lot of dynamics that don't tend to work out. So the yeah, hi. So I
Yeah.
was talking about malnutrition, right? So you have
Yes.
to understand that it is a complete chain. Vidisha, am I audible?
Yes, you're absolutely audible.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible. Am I not audible to you?
Vidisha, you are not audible to me anymore. Just hold on for one second. Hello?
Okay. Yeah. Now am I audible to you?
You are not really audible to me. You have, I think, some of.
Okay.
Am I
Anyone?
audible? Shall I continue?
Yeah, you
Okay.
continue. You're audible to me.
So the idea is, when we talk about malnutrition, we have to look at it as a whole chain reaction. See, we have to look at mothers as an important part. And when we look at mothers, we have to look at young adults and girls, right? So the entire chain starts when there is a boy in the household and then there is a girl in the household. The girl doesn't get priority. She is the second in line. She won't get milk. She won't get the better food. She would be forced to eat rice. For example, if there is enough milk for just one person, they'll rather feed it to the boy or distribute it to among the men in the house rather than giving it to the girl. And that is a part of our social norm that is so acceptable that we don't really question it. And that's where the whole chain reaction starts. These young girls grow up to be malnourished. There is anyways a problem about menstrual hygiene. By the time they are 17 or 18, they are inherently prone to malnutrition. Their children are inherently prone to malnutrition. And then there is the early marriage thing. Even though बहुत parts में अब 18 साल वाला जो शादी का चीज है, it is very nicely implemented. बहुत जगह it's really challenging. But anyways, even if a girl is married at 18 and she has a baby 9 months later or 10 months later, that baby is inherently weak because the mother is not yet prepared. That is the problem. और फिर वही साइकिल होता है कि malnourished mother रहेगी, there will be no milk का problem होता है, and then the kid grows up to be malnourished. So we look at it as an entire chain. It begins when a girl is born to a house, specifically in the rural pockets. So I think that malnutrition for me is solving it has to address the mothers, it has to address the families, it has to be addressed to the young kids. And that is why when we work on NAM children, that is what we do. We actually bring in the mothers, we give them a proper diet kit, we give them a kit with say things that have all the food groups like carbohydrates हो गए, vitamins हो गए, आपके proteins हो गए, आपके fats हो गए. जब तक mother वो सारी चीजें नहीं consume करेगी, उसका malnourished बच्चा won't be good. And the first 1,000 days when a child is born is the most crucial when it comes to malnutrition. वो 1,000 days का न्यूट्रिशन या फिर खाना जो उसके पेट में जाता है या फिर द मदर्स मिल्क दैट इज फेड द कोलेस्ट्रॉल इज नॉट न्यूट्रिएंट रिच, ये सारी फैक्टर्स जो है इट builds up to the malnutrition wala situation for a child and whether a child will live up to the age of 5, right? So rural pockets me, that's what we do. We even in Jharkhand we are not running any specific malnutrition dedicated service, but still when we work with mothers, when our health facility is run, we tend to pay attention to the mothers, because if the mothers and the younger girls are healthy, they're empowered, they're educated, their children will be better equipped to fight malnutrition. that's the entire scheme of things that happen, the story behind malnutrition actually.
That's really nice, ma'am. You're able to hear me?
Vidisha, you're not audible.
Okay, so am I audible to anyone else out here?
Yes, Vidisha,
You
you
are
are
audible.
audible.
Okay,
Even
no issue,
ma'am is
ma'am.
also audible.
I guess there is some network issue, and that's the reason you're not able to hear me. I'll be asking few more of my questions via chat, so just have a look. Okay.
Vidisha, you can rejoin.
Very sure here why you are not audible to me.
I can rejoin. Ma'am, just rejoin once again. Na?
चाइना डिस्प्यूट के बाद जूम ज्यादा ही खराब हो गया है.
Just check them.
Hold on.
Prachi or Vimal, check with ma'am now. Ask her to reconnect again.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Hello.
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 Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
बोलो बाबू. Yeah, tell me.
इस पे भी तो रिकॉर्ड होता है ना? हाँ.
Yeah, ma'am. Now am I audible to you?
Yeah, you're perfectly audible.
Okay. So tell me that are you a foodaholic? Do you love food?
Actually, I really do. I am a great food lover, and that sort of comes from my parents. They were the proper Bengali people who like to stuff their kids up to their throat every single occasion they get. So yes, my dad loves to cook and feed people, and that's just not my mom who loves food. So we are more of a very foodie family, as per se.
That's
So
really
that
great.
helps. That part of the culture of my family has been passed down to me, and I retain that even till date.
That's really nice. Even I count myself in the list of foodies out there. So, well, if I ask you, how do you manage your work and your normal life? How do you balance?
Yeah, so Vidisha, not until very long ago, I was studying and working simultaneously. So, and even like 2 years back, if you go back 2 years, I didn't have a kitchen. I lived by myself. So, I used to live in one of those hostels where they used to give you pre-packed food. Yeah, the mess was cooking food upstairs. And it was a really huge challenge for me to eat healthy, and there would be like 6 months at a stretch where I wouldn't eat any fish because the fish they served I don't like, and the chicken they serve I didn't like. So I'd rather not eat and go back home and eat. And that triggered an entire set of unhealthy eating habits. When I started making enough money to order out, like when you begin as a journalist, you struggle, right? But after a
Right,
point of
right.
time, it was all good and rosy, and I could order out food. And then I started ordering out every single day. I was this person the Zomato delivery guys knew कि हाँ ma'am तो मंगवाएगी. Even before Zomato and Swiggy came to Ranchi, there were some local startups delivering food. And I was one of the regular customers कि हाँ यार बाहर से खाना मंगवा दो. That was my philosophy of life. I won't cook. And that triggered a lot of bad things for me. I already was a thyroid patient, and it triggered a lot of unhealthy things. I put on a lot of weight. I was getting mood swings, and of course I had that entire dynamics about indigestion, not feeling good about myself. And then I decided it's time to get a house with a kitchen and start cooking by myself. So what I do right now is on Sundays, I do a lot of food prep. All the food that I buy, I do it on Sundays. I dice up, I chop vegetables, and I find it very therapeutic actually. So I do everything in advance, and I have a food plan now. Basically, I plan a day before what I'm going to eat, and if there is some sort of prep that needs to be done, because Indian khana banane mein there are like tons of things that you have to do. You cannot wake up
Right,
in the
right.
morning and say, okay, today I'll have idli, because you have to then soak the rice and grind it and keep the batter ready to make the idli. So that's how I actually do it. I do a lot of food prep, and it is like after office, and I do a lot of studying even now because I have to. So every day after I'm done with everything at around 8:39ish, I go to the kitchen and I do a lot of prep for almost an hour or two. I have my dinner before that because it is already made, it's already ready. But I spend an hour or so on food prep nowadays because that's how life is easier for me food wise.
Right, right. That's really nice the way you cope up from having unhealthy eating habits to healthy eating habits. Commendable. So, well, I keep a minute open for my audience. If they have any question, they can come. I request that let the question be short. Please come forward. Anyone? Well, I guess no one is having any question. So, ma'am, tell me what
Hello.
has been. Yeah, hello.
Yeah. Hi, ma'am. This is Rishabh here.
Hi, Rishabh.
Ma'am, as you are from the media background, so मेरा सवाल ये था कि as in the electronic media also and in print media as well, बोलते हैं कि मीडिया
Hello.
और जब बोलने की आजादी नहीं है तो वो लिख हेलो एम आई ऑडिबल
Mhm. Yeah, you're audible now.
तो जब बोलने की आजादी नहीं है वो लिखते हैं प्रिंट में या इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया में बोलते हैं तो वो उसी आजादी से वो लिखते हैं कि बोलने की आजादी नहीं है सो इस पे आपका क्या कहना है
Okay, so this is like a question that is really close to my heart. The problem with whatever we know about journalism, the ethics of journalism, ya fir how the entire thing works is all a sham. When you get inside it, it's a really, really different world. Because anyways, even as a journalist, I am earning my bread, right? At the end of the day. So I believe that the entire debate about being having the right to actually express ourselves is not curtailed at all. Yes, when you decide to work with a media house or for say some line of thought, you have to adhere to their rules. If you don't want to adhere to the rules, you actually go back as a freelance person. You do your own thing. I was writing for TOI, I was writing for Telegraph, I was writing for First Post. Sare ke liye I was writing, but I was never actually tied to them as an employee. I was always
Okay.
a freelance vendor to them. I can always come out and say, no, I don't want to write this. So if you want to retain your freedom, you have to stand your ground and you have to do the legwork for that. I can say today कि हाँ मैं ये नहीं लिखूंगी because if I don't get paid for that particular article, I won't starve. I have done a legwork for myself that I'll have food to eat at the end of the day. So that's how you need to build up your approach to journalism. Because when it comes to the corporate world, for example, say you are working for a company, XYZ company, and they sell burgers, but you are all for healthy food. How will you go and sell healthy burgers to them? You won't, right? So you would stop working for a burger company. You would work for a healthy food section. That is how
Correct.
you approach life. That's how I feel about it, Rishabh.
Absolutely right, ma'am. I can learn a
Thank you
hell
so
lot of
much ma'am
things
for
out of
answering
it. Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am. So it was really nice to have you with us on the show. Thank you for taking
Lovely
out
to
time from your busy schedule. And definitely, I take you as an inspiration for my future career. Okay. So, ma'am, on the behalf of Hey Foodie, you will be receiving a participation certificate, a small token of gratitude from our side that you came and marked us with your presence. So,
No, Vidiksha, it was a lovely session. I really love talking to you guys.
that's a pleasure, ma'am. So, you'll receive it on a mail uh,
Even we
by
are
the
also
Hey
honored, ma'am, to have you here.
It was lovely talking to you guys about food and life and the things that I do right now. And I hope someday I'll be able to teach kids, because anyways I have done my net, and soon I hope that I start teaching journalism to kids and talk about the reality of it. And thankfully I have been the media circle for just the right amount of time, and I was really young, so I soaked up a lot of things, and I hope that I reach out to more people with the right way of approaching life actually.
Yeah, ma'am. So, wishing you all the very best. And before we
Thank you
end, a
all.
small message.
Try
Yeah.
with Hey Foodie also.
Yeah.
It's a really nice initiative that you have taken to encourage people to have healthy food.
Okay. So, the
Thank
people
you so
watching
much.
us
Thank
and
you
for
so much,
you,
ma'am.
you can